Typhoon Haiyan tore through the eastern Philippines. Coconut plantations that were established decades ago were smashed to pieces. The storm that killed thousands has also wrecked the livelihoods in the worst-hit region, a blow that will ripple along after the disaster fades from attention. Coconut farmers know they must clear flattened trees and replant it, but it will be about 3 years before the new trees are matured enough to bear fruit. In Tanawan, 20 kilometers from the devastated coastal city of Tacloban, inundated coconut farms are a tangle of snapped, uprooted and twisted trees. Farmers say that even trees still standing will die because of damage to their cores. The coconut palm is known in the Philippines as the tree of life because every part of it has a use. Fronds are used as roofing, husks as floor cleaner or charcoal. White flesh can be eaten or processed into oil, and the sap makes wine. Flowering 4 times a year for decades, coconut palm trees have long allowed millions of people across the country to make a living. But it is a difficult way of life. A harvest of 2,000 coconuts sells for $160, and tenant farmers must share that with landowners. Typhoon Haiyan, known locally as Yolanda, ripped through the Philippines 2 weeks ago, killing more than 5,000 people. Brunei Darussalam sends more humanitarian aids for the Typhoon Haiyan victims in the Philippines. Another shipment of goods consisted of 50 boxes of mineral water, 128 boxes of instant noodles, and 50 boxes of biscuits were airlifted to typhoon-battered Tacloban via a CN-235 aircraft. The mission was joined by an 11-member delegate comprising members of the Royal Brunei Armed Forces, the National Disaster Management Centre, and 3 media personnel from Radio Television Brunei (RTB), who will provide coverage in Tacloban. Meanwhile, another humanitarian aid has also been shipped by a Royal Brunei Navy vessel, the Darul Aman. This is the second time the aid is sent by the Royal Brunei Navy's ship, and the shipment bigger than the earlier one. The 3-day trip brings humanitarian aid in the form of basic necessities such as mineral water, dried and canned food, rice, baby's milk, medicine, clothes, blankets, and towels. The National Assembly of Vietnam presented 1,000 tons of rice to Cambodian flood victims at a ceremony held in Phnom Penh recently. Addressing the ceremony, the chairman of the Cambodia National Assembly, Heng Samrin, stressed that the aid showed strong solidarity and friendship offered to Cambodia in difficult times by the Vietnamese state and the people. Vietnamese ambassador to Cambodia, Ngo An Dung, offered his sympathy to the families of Cambodian victims and expressed his hope that Cambodian people will soon rebuild their communities after the devastation caused by the flooding. The recent flooding in Cambodia has killed more than 100 people and affected the lives of more than 1.8 million others. Over 10,000 hectares of rice and other crops have been submerged, causing economic damage of about $1 billion. Conservationists claim that poaching for traditional Asian medicine has devastated bear populations in Cambodia and across Southeast Asia. In an effort to conserve the last remaining animals, a not-for-profit charity, Free the Bears, has opened a new cub sanctuary in Cambodia. These cubs are just settling into their new home, a state-of-the-art quarantine area and cub nursery at Phnom Tamau Wildlife Rescue Center. The facility will provide a safe home for up to 10 newly rescued adult bears plus numerous cubs in a private area of the center, not normally open to visitors. A recent spate of rescues means that the cub nursery is already home to 7 sun bear cubs rescued from a variety of exploitative situations throughout Cambodia in 2013. Matt Hunt, chief executive of Free the Bears, say the private nursery gives the cubs a safe place to grow up. Cambodia is home to 2 of the world's 8 bear species, the sun bear and the moon bear, which is also known as the Asiatic black bear. Both species are listed as globally vulnerable to extinction, meaning that their populations in the wild are believed to have declined by at least 30% over the past 3 generations, according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature's IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. Both sun bears and moon bears are targeted by poachers for their skin, pores and gallbladders from which bile is obtained for use in traditional Asian medicine. This 2009 rescue by the Wildlife Rapid Rescue Unit and officials from the Cambodian Forestry Administration demonstrate the cruelty of the bear trade. Barely alive, both of these cubs had their paws chopped off in snares and were being held in small cages with no access to food or water. Happily, both survived and are now living happily at Free the Bears. One sun bear at the sanctuary has a stump for a hind leg after he was caught in a hunter's trap. Free the Bears at Phnom Tamao is the world's biggest sanctuary for the world's smallest bear, the sun bear. More than 170 bears have been rescued and brought to Phnom Tamao for safe sanctuary over the past 15 years, and currently the center is home to 129 rescue bears, including over 90 sun bears. Indonesian hospitals are gearing up to compete for the lucrative market in medical tourism by introducing the latest technology, including robotic surgery. Bunda is a leading maternity hospital in Jakarta, and it is the first time in the country to bring in a Da Vinci robot to carry out minimally invasive surgery. The Da Vinci surgical arm was first introduced by an American company over a decade ago, and it is considered one of the most advanced of its kind. The hospital has used the Da Vinci robotic system to treat patients with a wide variety of conditions, including the removal of uterine fibroids and cancer surgery. At a cost of around $8,000 to $10,000, such operations are not affordable for the majority of Indonesian patients who need surgery. But doctors here believe improvements have to be made. Bunda Hospital's senior gynecologist, Dr. Ivan Rizalsini, argues robotic surgery has managed to improve the quality of the treatment they offer through smaller incisions and a faster recovery rate. The Da Vinci robotic system has 3 integrated components: a control console, 3D high-definition camera, and a robotic arm. It is designed to minimize the impact of human error during surgery. At the control console, the surgeon is assisted with high-definition images of the operation. Surgeons use their hands and feet to activate the robotic arm inside the patient's body. This particular robot can bend and rotate for up to 7 degrees of latitude, far greater than a human wrist. Before they can perform surgery using the robot, doctors are required to pass a series of competency tests. Bunda Hospital already has 12 doctors who are qualified to conduct robotic surgery. Surgeons at the hospital have successfully carried out 50 robotic surgeries in less than a year, with the majority of them involving the female reproductive system. The hospital claims patients who have had surgery using the robot have reported faster recovery. The Indonesian Medical Association, which represents 100,000 doctors and specialists in Indonesia, has welcomed the introduction of robotic surgery. There will be no more water supply disruptions during Syarikat Bekalan Air Selangor Sdn Bhd or Syabas scheduled cleaning of water reservoirs and tanks, thanks to a new underwater robotic cleaner. Known as the underwater tank cleaning robot, this machine sucks out sludge and sediments at the bottom of reservoirs and water tanks without having to cut off water supply to consumers. The inventor of the robot and WQ Enterprise Sdn Bhd owner, Mai Thien Loon, assures the public that even if the cleaning takes months, water supply will continue uninterrupted under normal circumstances. Equipped with a light, camera, brush and a suction system, this locally designed and made robot moves only on the floor of the tank. The 52-year-old engineer invented the underwater robot with the help of University Tun Hussein on Malaysia or UTHM students and finished the first prototype in 2004. Over time, he improved the model and sold it to other countries such as the Philippines. The Johorian then worked with water concessionaires in Johor, offering them his cleaning services. Slowly, Mai expanded his business to other states including Sarawak, Pahang, Penang and Selangor. In Selangor, Mai has helped water concessionaires Puncak Niaga Holdings Berhad and Syabas clean and maintain water reservoirs, dams, treatment plants and tanks. Mai said the duration of the cleaning process would depend on the size of the place. For a tank holding about 1 million gallons of water, cleaning will take up to 5 days. However, for bigger areas such as water treatment plants or water holding areas, cleaning can take up to months at a time. He explained that the plastic robot was hooked up to a vertically suspended hose which would channel dirt and sediments out of the reservoir. The machine is washed thoroughly with chlorine before putting it in through the manhole opening. In 2012, Shabas started using the underwater robot cleaner and has cleaned 10 reservoirs so far, which had been identified as critical. One was in Klang, one in Shah Alam, 4 in Kuala Lumpur, and another 4 in Hulu Langan. With the festive season fast approaching, 2 lighting up ceremonies were launched in Singapore to kick off the festivities. Students from LaSalle College of the Arts teamed up with Community Chest and the Urban Redevelopment Authority to give back to community by designing and creating 20 out of 30 cherry trees, Christmas trees, public works to decorate the Marina Bay waterfront promenade. Companies have adopted the cherry trees, and as a result, at least 380,000 Singapore dollars has been raised for Community Chest beneficiaries. The MOE Heritage Centre in Singapore is now open to the public. The centre at the former Newtown Primary School and Permaisura Primary School at Commonwealth Drive features an experimental gallery showing the development of education from the colonial period till present day. It also has heritage zones which showcase different areas of education such as architecture and co-curricular activities in schools. The Heritage Centre is open to members of the public on weekdays during the school holidays and Fridays during the school term. An orangutan at a Thailand zoo impresses visitors with his cycling skills, collecting donations for animal feeds. Bam is the name of the bicycle-riding orangutan who travels tirelessly and freely throughout Sakeo Zoo. Donation box on the bicycle basket has a sign saying, "Donation needed for animal feeds." While collecting money from visitors, Bam also reaches out to beg for food and drinks for himself. Many visitors and even food stall staff cannot resist his adorable manners. They make donations in the form of cash and sweets for the ape. Bam was born at Sakeo Zoo to Joy and Tuak Lake. He is the only one in the family that possesses the cycling skill. Neither handlers nor zookeepers need to follow him.